I'm not an athletic person. I'm not someone who, I've never been able to have a very direct communication between my brain and my body. So it's really different to, I mean, I remember the first time that we had to, the first time for me that we were going to start launching ourselves at people, I was just sure that I was going to be paralyzed. I was like, I don't even know I don't know what muscles do that. I don't know how to tell the muscles to do that. They're just going to not. And then when I just did it, that's something very different for me. And it's still, there are a lot of things that I tell myself to do and I can't do. You know, it's something that I'm developing, but to be able to, it's really new for me because there's so many times when I can see, I can see Pete do something and understand what he's explaining, but I can't physically order myself to do that, and so getting closer to that is very new and cool for me.
It's really cool to see people of all different, to see a tiny girl submit a huge guy. You don't see that in other sports in the same way, and I don't know how that's changed me as a person, but coming in and rolling with guys who are much stronger than me and being able to beat them up, and then also having people much smaller than me beat me up, and conversely having, rolling against someone who's my level but so much stronger than me and realizing, well, the stuff that I learned it's not good enough if I have to be better than that in order to match that strength. And that's something that's definitely cool, and I think intellectually interesting about seeing this much more dynamic playing field in a sport.
One of the things that I really love about jiu-jitsu is just how intellectual it is. There's so many positions and so much technique, so much intricacy that I really enjoy, and I found that was very different from a lot of the sports that I've played over my life. And I'm kind of a nerdier person. This is Brown. I'm majoring in chemical engineering, so I'm into the details and the physics and the nerdy stuff like that. So that really clicked with me. And then also there's this toughness aspect and this physicality aspect, just like wrestling, that I really enjoy as well. And I kind of got into jiu-jitsu after high school wrestling, and once I knew I was going to Brown, I knew that I wanted to keep going with it, and so that's why I decided to try and find a club.
I've become a lot stronger, physically, which has given me a lot more confidence as a small girl. It's I just feel large and in charge. And jiu-jitsu, I don't know if it's jiu-jitsu or getting older, but I've become a lot more calm and a lot more slow with how I react to things. And I think that's a lot to do with jiu-jitsu, where it's you'll be underneath someone and it's stop, think about this, move on. And I've become more aware of my body. I'm less clumsy actually, because it's oh, my leg is there, which I guess the body awareness definitely came from jiu-jitsu. Definitely do it because MMA is structured and it's like human chess. Pete puts it, our coach, and it's as violent as you want to make it. Jiu-jitsu and takedowns and stuff, they're slow and they're not bloody aggressive. And striking, I'm not a big fan of sparring just because I don't like getting punched in the face, but I hit pads and I'll lightly spar with people. It's totally doable even if you don't like that whole macho aggressive violence.
Pete, our coach, likes to describe jiu-jitsu as human chess. So there's a lot of thought that goes into it, a lot of strategy. I like that small people can win, can end up on top. And I like that everybody has their own game. You can make it unique. Some people go for submissions, other people play a more positional game, getting on top. And it's just, there's so much you can learn. It's sort of an endless, whereas karate, you get belts, you learn specific techniques and forms, and you show that you can do them, and that's it, you keep going. Jiu-jitsu, you learn, you can create your own. A lot of people sort of innovate, create their own techniques. The club is really welcoming. When I first saw the club, I also thought, oh, MMA, I don't want to do that. And it took somebody to say, hey, I think you'd be interested in this. But I think definitely just come and try it. You may not like the striking as much, you may not like the jiu-jitsu as much, but there's so much in this club. you're definitely gonna like something.
Things, especially the females, I almost feel like the females are they learn the fastest. And again, they don't have that whole testosterone thing where, and I understand, I want the guys to take the class for that reason too. Get in there. No, every guy likes to get in there and rough it up with their buddies. And if you picked a buddy and went to that class and you like the grappling part and the striking and you guys go a little hard on each other, awesome. That's what you're there for. But the girls tend to take a little bit more of a technical aspect to it. I've had people come in there, they're blue belts and they train elsewhere, and they come in, or they're purple belts, or and they enjoy coming in, and having to work with me or work with the people there and help teach has made them better. And overall, I think everybody gets a little bit of something different out of it. But what I've loved the most is we started off with, the first year was 15 people, the next year was 35. The next year was 45, now it's 60. I mean, the word is spreading. So maybe I'm doing something right, or they're doing something right, but I get more girls, I get more guys that are into it, and people coming in. And I had a guy almost win the Pan Ams who started with me there this year. He actually lost because he does more no-gi. He brought his ankle around in front of the hip and got DQ'd going for a leg lock. Other than that, he won the fight. So it's like, that's a pretty broad spectrum. I've got girls competing in there. They've already gone and won grappling tournaments. In a couple of weeks, we've got Harvard coming down to do an exchange thing, and we're going to do a little in-house tournament. So I always push people to compete, no matter what. It's get out there and do it. You don't know until you get out there and test yourself, and everybody says, I'm gonna. Go ahead, do it. Pick people out, put them on the spot, make them do it. They feel better afterwards. It's hard. If you don't do stuff that's hard in your life, you'll never do anything.